So today's project is to fix up this barn and make it waterproof again. We have been using these tarps over it for a few years and they've worked out good. They did really well before we got into Kikos because their myotonics wasn't as large, their horns weren't as large. But our plan today is to get started putting tin on it. So I have some old tin that I've saved from tear down that we had. I know I got enough to do it. I just don't know how long it is. So let's get some of it out and we'll work on that little barn for the goats. Carry it all down there to that little old barn. That should be enough to get a good idea of how it's going to work. Alright, so we're definitely going to have enough if it'll work out in pieces, which I think it will, no problem. So we're going to take just a couple of these, see how it goes before we carry it all down there. Okay, now let's see what we can figure out. Alright, now I think we've got everything we need to sort of see how we need to do this. Let's show you what we're looking at. This is an aluminum frame. From an aluminum frame carport. Is it ideal to screw into it? No. Will the screws go in it and hold? Yes, because I've done some of that before with this actual carport. So we're going to try to do that again right now. We're going to start at the bottom. We'll start down here at the bottom. There we go. That was much easier. Perfect. Yeah. This carport was given to me probably 5 years ago, and I have used it for a little buck shelter in this pasture for a long time, and it's worked out really good. Go down and look at the barn now that it's finished. Show you how the goats are using it. Hey Marley, hey girly. So as you can see, the boys are liking their new little shelter. We've put a roll of hay under there. And that was twofold. First off, it's put under there to keep it dry so they can eat it. This was it's like a 10 by 12 or 12 by 12 aluminum temporary carport. And this is a free shelter for us. I was given the carport after somebody used it. The tarp and everything had rotted off of it. It had about 6 or 7 foot legs on the side. I actually cut those off here to 3 foot just to keep it down a little lower, to keep the heat down when animals are inside of it. Kind of keeps that level of heat down. Added some walls to the side with some plywood. As you can see, our tin has stayed on. Like I said in the earlier part of the video, we were using tarps. But as you can see with these big guys and their big horns, like here on Hammer, those big horns that they have, they were just catching in the edges of the tarps and it was tearing them down. So this is going to work a lot better. Nice place to get in out of the wind. And that's the main thing. These Kikos would be okay probably without a shelter. It's nice to have them somewhere to get in out of the wind and the rain. This was a very low cost shelter for us. Even originally, the frame was given to us. The tarps were running about $28 to $30 a piece. And if you can use the tarps, that's perfect. I would do it. The tin was free because it was from a tear down that I helped some of my family with. So the tin was free. And mainly the only thing that we paid for this was the 1x4x12, and they were about $6.50 a piece. So you're looking at $30, $35 or something. The screws we used to hold down the tin and to hold down the 1x4s. So a very cost-effective shelter. If you're willing to look around and talk to your friends and see what they're not using and what they don't want to use and don't really care about, you know, the aesthetics of it sometimes, you can come up with some really usable, cost-effective shelters for your goats. This one has worked out really well for us. We've been using it for the past 5 years. So guys, be open-minded, be willing to think outside the box, and you can always get shelters for nearly nothing. As always, guys, thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video. We hope it gives you some ideas on how to make a few cheap shelters for your goats. And as always, we'll do it all again tomorrow.